Hi, I'm Ashley Cooley, a birth, baby, and sleep specialist and mom of 3. There's so much information out there, right? This show is dedicated to helping you clear out the noise so you can figure out what will work best for your baby and your family. If you're looking to learn more about your baby, gain more confidence in your parenting, and get as much sleep as you can through it all, you've come to the right place. Bringing up baby is about to get a little easier. So your little one is finally getting some decent stretches of sleep. Amazing. Until illness strikes. It's inevitable. We can wash our hands all we want, but germs are going to get involved at some point, whether they're just about to go to daycare, or maybe they have an older sibling that goes to daycare or school. They bring home stuff too. Or, just it's cold and flu season. It happens. So while it's great for their immune systems, it's most likely going to wreak havoc on their sleep. So let's take a look at some things we can do and maybe some things we shouldn't do when our babies are sick to get the best sleep possible as efficiently as possible. So some things that you'll want on hand for when baby gets a cold or comes down with a fever, just sleep-wise or not, these are some things that can help them with sleep and just help them stay comfortable in general. But here they are. So some saline drops or a spray. If you are getting the spray, just make sure it's for infants, that it's for babies, so it won't be as forceful as it would be for an adult, let's say, if you're just getting the regular stuff. So some saline drops or spray. Breast milk can also work. So if you are breastfeeding and can get some breast milk up in that nose, that can do a pretty good job too. So it kind of just breaks up that mucus that feels like it's stuck a lot of times, so it can really get the airways flowing a little bit. Then you might want something like a snot sucker or some other way to suction out those boogers, and that can really help get them breathing more easily again through their nose, which is going to help a great deal. Something else that's going to help them breathe more comfortably overnight, especially if they have a cough or something like that, is a cool mist humidifier. Remember that these need to be well taken care of, so make sure you get one that's easy to clean. We want clean water going through here and, the buildup of stuff, and it can get all stained. I find there's a lot of really cute, cool mist humidifiers out there for kids. So they're like little animals or something like that. They may or may not be the easiest to clean though. So just make sure you're looking at that before you purchase, if you purchase. I would recommend asking your doctor if there are other ways to help keep fluids down if baby happens to be vomiting or has diarrhea. So that's where we can get into some sticky situations. We don't want little ones to get dehydrated. So if they're old enough, your doctor might suggest something like adding Pedialyte or something into the mix, or perhaps just some smaller, more frequent feedings of formula or breast milk, if that's the stage you're at with baby. I would also ask the doctor if they would recommend something like Tylenol or Advil to help suppress any fever should your little one have a fever. But babies under 4 months should not have a fever. So we want to get them looked at as soon as possible if they're still pretty fresh and not feeling well. Sleep strategy wise, you may notice that your little one has more difficulty settling to sleep, falling asleep, or even staying asleep under the circumstances of having a cold or flu. So if you've been sleep training, or baby has already been sleeping independently, or again has been having these great sleeps, and now you notice they're not so great anymore, or shorter, or more interrupted, etc., you might be worried or asking yourself, what do I do? Do we keep sleep training? Do we just go to what we were doing? Oh, they're waking up again when they didn't used to be. How should I go at this? And basically, I'm here to tell you that if you have been sleep training or they were an independent sleeper and now they don't seem to be anymore, they need a lot more help, that's okay. Don't worry about it. All is not lost. We'll be able to get that independent, wonderful sleep back again, but now is not the time to introduce new routines or strategies or continue with some sleep training or learning new things, because your little one's sick and they just need support and rest and comfort to get better. So let's just focus on that for now. And if or when we have to do something else when they're feeling better again to get back to better sleep, you can and they will. And it won't be like it was the first time or take as long if you did do sleep training. Looking for the best for your baby? Atlantic Canada's Baby Store is here for you. Nurtured, which is right here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, has the best products for baby. The staff are so incredibly helpful, and they have the most top-rated car seats and strollers you won't find anywhere else. So whether you need expert advice or the perfect baby gear, Nurtured's got you covered. Nurtured, supporting your parenting journey every step of the way. What are we going to do here? So baby is sick. They've been sleeping well. Now they're not sleeping well. And we want to support them getting some sleep, or we have questions about that now that they're sick because things are different. So whether it's a cold or a flu, first of all, offer all the cuddles, all the support whenever it's needed, wanted, what have you. They need you for support and comfort and all the things. So by all means, this is the time for all of that. Stick to routines and make sure the timing of their sleep is on point. Now is not the time to spend an extra long lunch at grandma's so that we'll, push that next nap or et cetera, et cetera. Now's the time where we want to stick close to home. Actually, don't go to grandma's if your little one's sick. That was a bad example. But you know what I'm getting at, I think. We want to have as much rest as possible, make sure that their wake windows or what have you is appropriate. And you know what? They may actually even be more tired and need and get more sleep, particularly during the day with their naps. It can go either way, to be quite honest. Things can be shorter, more non-existent, or they're like napping for hours, like much more than they normally would. And you might wonder, am I supposed to wake them up? Like, no, they're sleeping too much. Is nighttime going to be bad because of this? Listen, once again, they are sick. The thing they need to do is get better. That's what their bodies are working on. That's what we should all be helping them with. So no, do not wake them up. Let them sleep. Because you know what? In my opinion, it's all that great sleep that's going to get them better quicker. So if they happen to be napping longer, they want to go down for naps earlier or go to bed earlier, you're seeing all those sleepy cues, but you're like, oh, usually they're awake more than this. Again, they're sick. Things are a little bit different. Follow those cues, follow your gut, and help your little one get as much sleep as they need. Now, here's something you don't want to do when baby is sick. You do not want to alter baby's sleeping position with wedges, pillows, or anything like that. We're not trying to prop them up. Listen, colds, stuffy noses, coughs, things like that, they get so much worse at night, don't they? Like when you're sick, don't you feel worse at night when you're laying down and first getting up in the morning? It's the worst. So we know that, hey, if they could sleep up on more of an incline, that's what I would do. If I was sick and couldn't breathe out of my nose very well and was struggling, I would prop myself up with pillows and do that. But this is not safe to do for your baby, especially if they're still under a year of age. We don't want anything else going on in that crib or bassinet or cradle or wherever they're safely sleeping. But even if they're, 12, 13 months, 18 months, having wedges, big pillows, things like that, it's not really the safest. So I would instead ideally suggest that perhaps you and your partner or another adult can trade off and hold baby and stay awake while they're holding baby so the baby can sleep upright if that happens to be the only position or way that they will get some sleep. So it might be a hard couple of nights for you or for you guys, but again, all in the name of keeping baby safe and well rested. That would be preferable to wedges or pillows or things like that for a young baby. If you don't have a partner or if you can't make that happen, if you have a good friend or family member that be able to come help out, perhaps you might hire help like a postpartum doula. I know that's not feasible for everyone, but just trying to throw out some ideas here in case you need extra support at night. I think we could all use extra support at night no matter what. It would be lovely, but we don't all have that as an option. So if there's some lovely people in your life, or you can offer something to someone to help you out too, just to get through these nights if they're really that challenging, again, that's preferable than adding things to baby's crib, which would make it unsafe. Ready for better sleep? Well, guess what? Our VIP membership gives you priority access to an experienced sleep specialist and exclusive content that you won't find anywhere else. Imagine enjoying access to evidence-based information in a non-judgmental way to support your growing family's sleep needs. You'll be invited to VIP-only gatherings, and all of this can be accessed at your fingertips. Don't miss out on the chance to get better sleep tonight. Join our VIP membership today and experience the best we have to offer. Visit birthbabysleep.ca/membership to learn more and sign up. Now, here's one more thing you don't want to do. You do not want to add or take away clothing from your baby, what they would normally wear to sleep. This runs the risk of them being less comfortable during sleep. So even with a fever, still dress them appropriately for the temperature as you otherwise would. Okay? Hopefully there's something else that's able to help them with that fever, bringing it down. That's why we want to talk to our doctor if they can give them infant Tylenol or Advil or things like that to help suppress that fever, which can make them more comfortable, which can really help them sleep at night. So usually just a dose at bedtime can help get them through. But of course, if you need to check on them or want to check on them in the night, by all means, you are the parent, you know your child best, you can do whatever you want. So basically, if your little one's been sleeping independently, you've got all these things in place, you're doing whatever you can to keep them comfortable and supported and all that stuff, still assume that they can fall asleep on their own. After the routine's done, it's best to keep things as much as the same as possible. So don't worry, you'll know quickly if you don't already know that they're just not going to go down and settle that easily by themselves. So you may have to do more or all of the work on that for now. That's okay. Lastly, I want you to consider offering more feedings overnight. If there are more frequent wake-ups, this can help baby get more fluids, keep them resting longer, and possibly avoiding bouts of crying, which can just aggravate that stuffy nose or et cetera, et cetera. So you may feel like, or you may need to / want to offer more feedings. Maybe they weren't feeding overnight anymore, or they were only doing it once a night, but now they're doing it 2 or 3 times still just to get through the night. Well, it sucks so hard to go back for you to get back up and do those things again. Again, we got to support them through this. There will come a time very soon where you can get back to better sleep. So speaking of, in a nutshell here, it sucks when babies are sick. We worry about them and we want them sleeping well as much as possible. We know that's going to help them get better, but during times of illness, you got to go with your gut, support and comfort baby as needed and what feels right to you, and know that you can help them get back to sleeping better or more independently again once they are feeling better. So what does feeling better mean? It's not necessarily like, no more runny nose, 0 cough, like everything's perfect. You may be waiting just too long for that part to come around. So when the fever is gone and or their eating has normalized, and I'm saying normalized, even though I think we all hate the word normal, but what's normal for them, they're eating again, they're taking in fluids, keeping them down, right? So their entire health profile may not be perfect. Again, there might still be a bit of stuffiness. We still got to wipe our noses a couple times, or there might be a slight cough, but their behavior, their temperament is pretty much back to where it was. And those kinds of things are happening, then you can get back and go right back to where you were, if you'd like, or where baby was when it comes to helping them to go to sleep or getting them down so they can go to sleep on their own, and however they were doing through the night or what they're capable of at their age, or et cetera, et cetera. Get back to those same routines as soon as you can when they do start feeling better, and you will see them quickly get back to where they were within a couple of nights tops. That's all it should really take. Usually, if we're talking about babies of a certain age that are not under 4 months and we're helping them get back to where things were, it doesn't take them as long. If it took them a little longer the first time around, because they've been through it before, they know what they're doing, and they just need that reminder. If they haven't gone back to sleeping longer stretches on their own, you can help them get there however you did before, or feel free to reach out and we can talk about it and find a new way or a different way to do that. But they can get back, and they will, and so will you. So just know that right here in this moment, if they are not feeling well, it's not the time to do anything new or keep going with what we were doing. We're still learning something here. Put that on pause. Help support them through that. Sleep might not be awesome, but we'll get as much as we can and let them sleep as long and as much as they want or will. And once they're feeling a bit better, temperament's back, we're eating solids again, if that's where they're at, then we can get back to doing what we were usually doing. And the sooner we can do that, once they're feeling better, the easier it usually is to get back to that better sleep. All right? So I hope that was helpful. Please let me know, as always, if I can help out. You can find me at birthbabysleep.ca. We're on Instagram at birthbabysleep. I love emails. I love DMs. We've got a membership. We can do one-on-one. We can do whatever is going to be helpful for you to help you all with some better sleep. But if your little one is sick right now, I'm sorry. It can be rough. We've all been there. Even you will be here again, as will I. It sucks. But we love you. We support you. Anything you need, reach out for help, and you will get back to some better sleep soon. Have a good one, everybody. If you're looking for more information or support along your parenting journey, check out birthbabysleep.ca. That's where you're going to find prenatal classes, postpartum and new baby resources, and sleep support during the childhood years. Lastly, but certainly not least, if you got something out of this episode or our show in general, leaving a rating or a quick review goes a really long way to helping others find us. So please consider leaving one. That's all for now. I'm Ashley Cooley, and we'll see you back here next time.